Hi, my name is Nicola Hawkins and I live here in Romford. Some of my tweets went viral this week because my freeholder is threatening to forfeit my lease for an unpaid service charge bill. My flat is actually only worth £215,000 and it's a £5,500 bill. You can read more about my story that's been in the media with the links below. Let's go inside and talk a bit more about it.
Save the Bill. Episode 2. The Sharks That Seize Our Homes.
So welcome to my little flat. This is my bathroom, got a bedroom here, living space and kitchen. Now you probably don't know what forfeiture is, but if you're a leaseholder, you absolutely must understand this. If your freeholder or managing agent sends you a bill for more than £350, you must pay it, or you could lose all of this. They can start a proceeding called forfeiture, which means you could lose your home. I was actually sent my letter the day that I started working with free leaseholders. When I got this letter this week, it's just been so difficult. I didn't really know where to turn to. I can't afford legal advice because I put all my money into this flat. Everything that I had went on the deposit, and it's just been impossible to sleep. And it's led me to, this last year, because this hasn't just happened this week. It's been a process that's been going on for a while. I had to get help for my mental health just because I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't concentrate at work. I could actually lose my home. I was really lucky I found this Facebook group last year, and, I now help look after it. And I've realised that there are actually dozens of people that have received these same letters as I have. And I think it's really important to know that you're not alone.
I've spoken to people up and down the country, all facing the same threat of forfeiture. Some are frightened, not just for their homes, but for their very safety. I'll be bringing you their stories, starting here in Reading with Edward. He bought one of 8 flats in this converted pub. Now he's threatened with losing his home over a tiny bill he was just 3 weeks late paying.
We moved in about 3 weeks before lockdown. My wife loved the place. We took one look at it, decided we had to have it, mainly because it was close to her mum and dad who lived round the corner, and her sister, and she just wanted to be close to her family.
Joe and Eddie were a devoted couple who did everything together. Joe was a pillar of the community. She ran the popular chocolate cafe in Goring. The couple paid all the bills on their home in full and on time, until one slip-up last Christmas.
It was a leasehold property with our service charge, which is due twice yearly, and then a ground rent that is due on the 25th or by the 25th of December, which obviously, unfortunately, due to my wife passing recently, completely slipped my mind. I was in a terrible place and I completely forgot to pay the bill. I received a letter shortly after, on or around the 10th or 11th of January, basically with a threat of forfeiture for £250, which was the ground rent fee.
The minimum debt needed to trigger forfeiture is £350, but the managing agent whacked on a £150 admin fee, which, handily for them, takes this bill over the limit.
There was no letter to say, look, have you forgotten, or anything else. Obviously, in my state of mind, I immediately emailed the company to offer them payment the very next morning, explained the circumstances for the late payment, and they very graciously offered to knock off £75 of the excess fee that they wanted to charge me, which I thought was the ultimate insult. The new government legislation that's going through at the moment urgently needs to get rid of forfeiture. The fact that companies, management companies, are allowed to potentially take your property away for a sum of £350 is absolutely disgusting. It's a terrible, terrible situation that they can potentially take everything that you've worked your whole life for such a small sum. With you get nothing back. You lose absolutely everything, and it has to change. Something has to be done.
In our next video, we'll be in Harlesden, North West London, hearing Shardul's story. If you are affected by the issues in this video, please seek advice immediately. Phone Lease, the government's leasehold advisory service, on 0207 832 2500 to book a free 15-minute legal advice session.